Yo, Steel Mills, what's the deal, man? Well, man, you know, it's hump day. I'm fresh off the clockage. Heading to go watch my little man got a game today. You know, coincidentally, he dropped his shoe. So I got to take that shit back to him. Like, you know, Cinderella story. Take the boy his shoe back. And, you know, that's what we on today. Hopefully, you know, he can take us to the mountaintop. Get in the league, get mom and dad up off punching these clocks and out of the ghetto. You dig what I'm saying? But peep game, man, I want to talk about some shit, right? And that is Golden Boy being in talks with David Benavidez for a Zurdo fight, man. And why I think that shit is so problematic. Anthony Yard was right in his convictions about him thinking that David Benavidez is overlooking him, because this is just something that you don't do. You don't want to jump too many places. You don't want to jump ahead this many steps. You shouldn't be. Those names shouldn't be coming up in your head when you have a legitimate live dog in front of you. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Anthony Yard is a live dog going into this fight. He's a live dog. You cannot talk to me about Anthony Yard and, you know, every time he's fought for a belt, he's come up short, when, you know, he has. But David is not the caliber of Benavidez and fucking a Sergey Kovalev. I don't know why niggas is losing track of that. David Benavidez is not them dudes, at least at their apex. He's not. He's not. These is legitimate ATGs, man. Kovalev has a legitimate body in the ring. David is not that. So you can't begrudge him for losing to the caliber of Sergey Kovalev and Artur Beterbiev when David hasn't fought anybody on that level or proven to be of that ilk. You can't do that shit. It makes sense why you would say that every time he's fought for a belt, he's lost every step of fight he's been in. Yeah, he has, but them step-ups is different. And he took those fights with, you know, a hella less experience and no big, no heavy amateur pedigree, none of that shit, bro. He just, you know, he's like, all right, fuck it, let's get into it. He dove in the deep end, and now he's on his third time's a charm potentially. And this is why I think this fight is so dangerous for him to be overlooking him in the manner that he's overlooking him in. I think it's you playing yourself if you're already in negotiations. This is the same shit that happened with Canelo and Bud. Even if we ain't even gotta go to Bud, we can go to Bivol when he fought Bivol. I made a video. He's not gonna beat Bivol. He's not. This dude has the style that historically contradicts your style, and you already talking about going undisputed with Beterbiev. My nigga, no, you not getting past Bivol. You're not. And I don't feel no type of way about saying that shit. You're not getting past Bivol, Brody. You're not. And what ended up happening? He went in there and he got beat. He went there and got crashed. You don't plan steps ahead when you got a live dog in front of you. They just interviewed Virgil Ortiz. They just interviewed him. And they was trying to ask him about boots and all that shit. He's like, man, listen, I ain't talking about nobody else but Erickson Lubin. Why? Because he understands I got a live dog in front of me. A lot of people don't think much of Erickson Lubin because he's lost to Fundora and Jermell Charlo. All right, cool. I'm not mad at that, but you gain experiences. You gain experience in losses. You gain experiences in losses, man. And Erickson Lubin has the experience to go in here and win this fight. Not only does he have the experience to go in here and win this fight, but he has the style to win this fight as well. So you playing yourself if you're already thinking 2 and 3 steps ahead before you even got to the step that's in front of you. Now, I said it before on here. I think David and Zurdo is a good fight. I think it's a dope fight. I think it's a dope fight. But like I was on Luke's platform last night and we was talking about this. And unless you just absolutely can't make the weight, there's no reason for you to jump up. Stop bag chasing. Allow your legacy to do the heavy lifting for you. Allow your legacy to get you to the bags. David is in a position where he could potentially be, he's already a notable name. But because of his, he consistently attached his name to Canelo over these past few years. That's opened up a lane for him to be, to come into. I don't think he'll be the superstar caliber attraction that Canelo was, but he can have some light shined on him. You know what I'm saying? So do what is necessary to your legacy, to your career, and quit bag chasing. And the best thing for you to do, if we being real, is to stay at 175 pounds, unless you absolutely can't make the weight. If you can't make the weight, then all right, whatever, you know, do your thing, man. But don't sit here, fight Anthony Yard, and then jump up just because you like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to get Bivol Benavidez. Because now it's like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And that gives credence to the notion that you never wanted to fight them dudes. And you went and you had Bivol stripped because you didn't want to have to go through him in a fight to get that belt. So you had him stripped even though you knew you had no intentions on fighting him. And you can, it just so happened that circumstance hit, you have to go honor that. Not even you, I don't think, well, you know, he is contractually agreed to, you know, that rematch, but just ethnically, his ethics will not allow him to get out of giving Better PF his rematch. That's his thing. So because he's beholden to that, all right, that's giving me enough space to where I can come up with a multitude of narratives and dupe the people who are, you know, my supporters. And it could be both. It could be in the middle. It could be, you know, it could be a little bit of both. It could be a little bit of both. I can't keep making this weight. I can't keep making this weight. And you only 2 fights into your campaign. You only 2 fights into your fucking light heavyweight campaign. I'm just not believing that, Brody. I'm not believing that at all. This will be your 3rd fight. Your first title defense as a light heavyweight champion. Your first title defense. You don't want more title defenses? And there's more than enough opposition to keep you busy while Better BF and Bivol wrap up. Callum Smith is there. You fought David Morrell, you could fight Imam Katayev. Despite how Joshua Buatsi looked, you can fight a Joshua Buatsi to keep busy. You can fight Ramirez. You can fight a Willie Hutchinson. It's people there for you to fight. It's people there for you to fight. But, you know, just he has this mindset to where I don't like, the contenders are beneath me. The contenders are beneath me. I don't like that. Even now, he's, you know, I just think how he talks, you know, just how he talks. He fought, you know, get your feet wet fighting Vozick at 175 pounds. And it's an asterisk to that, even though I think it was a good win. It's an asterisk to it, but I do think it was a good win. It's an asterisk to David Morrell, even though I think that was a good win as well. There's no asterisk going in with Anthony Yard, but I just, you know, I don't think he thinks. I think he thinks something. I think he thinks that he has this fight in the bag. Like, this ain't nothing. You know, Anthony Yard is, you know, tough customer, but he's not that guy. He's not going to be able to get the job done. That's what he thinks of Anthony Yard. And you know, you just see this shit through action. And I'm like, that's problematic. I don't see how anybody can't think that's problematic. So you'll fight an Anthony Yard and then leapfrog over the champions at 175 pounds to go and fight Zurdo when Zurdo has already lost to Bivol. There's so many different narratives and pictures that you can paint with what the fuck is happening or what he's planning on doing. There's so many different pictures you can paint because it looks funny style. It honestly does. It looks funny style. And what, for all the all the talking about undisputed and opportunity you was denied at 168 pounds, why would you shoot yourself in the foot when you're that much closer? You are 1 fight away from being undisputed, Brody. You beat Anthony Yard. Bivol and Better BF wrap up. There's your undisputed title shot right there. Now you have a legitimate shot for legacy. Legitimate. Now you're undisputed. You Better BF had it. Bivol had it. Now you have it. That trumps fighting Zurdo. It does, because you would have done something that Zurdo has never done. 2 division champion and you're undisputed in 1 division. Like, you know, why aren't you going for that? But all these unnecessary, this is bag chasing, man. This is bag chasing, and this is why y'all are not gonna have the careers of that of a Canelo Alvarez or that of a Terrence Crawford or that of a Usyk in a way. These dudes are trying to fight the fights that's gonna put them from a legacy standpoint. They're trying. These niggas is chasing legacy. Even though Zurdo is a good fight for David, that's a dope fight. That'll be a fight like, yo, oh yeah, it's a big fight this weekend. You're just jumping the gun too much. You're jumping the gun way too much. When you still got work at 175 pounds, and it's not a far gone conclusion that you won't beat Yard. It's not. I don't know what niggas is talking about. I don't. It's ridiculous to me, man. And I'm arguing with people who are condoning the shit. Me on Nuke's panel last night, niggas is arguing with me that I feel some type of way about how he's looking over Anthony Yard. You can't do that. You set yourself up for failure when you do that, because you're so focused on the next step, you're not focused on the step that's in front of you. And that's not saying that he's going to lose because of that. But it's a distraction. It's a distraction. Some people can use that as motivation to get over this hump, definitely, man. But when you already in negotiations, that's just something that's like, yo, I don't think you should be doing that. Y'all should not be entering them talks. Y'all shouldn't be entering them talks. And David is not going to jump up the cruiserweight and then lose a whole nother 25 pounds to come back down to light heavyweight to fight Benavidez a B-ball. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going, and we're not seeing you put him at that much more of a disadvantage when you put him up there at cruiserweight, man. Zurdo isn't punching like that as a cruiserweight. He's putting punches together, and you're wearing his work on your face. But he ain't knocking shit dead up there at cruiserweight, and he's 3 fights into his cruiserweight campaign. He's 3 fights in, and you just. David doesn't have those attributes as a fighter that fucking Zurdo does. So Zurdo is able to go up there and compete with them dudes and beat them dudes and be unified up there in the division currently, because he has that skill set. David does not have the feet of a Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo Ramirez's feet is what sets him apart from a lot of the majority of the division up there. The majority. So you're going to put yourself at a bigger disadvantage jumping up the cruiserweight, because you don't have that skill set in your bag. You don't have it in your repertoire. You're just big. You're a big dude. When you speak on shit like this, you get castigated as a hater. I mean, whatever the fuck ever with that. I'm a self-proclaimed hater, so that shit don't bother me. But your work ain't complete at 175 pounds, dog. It's not. Your work is not complete. We should not be discussing a fight with Zurdo when you have Anthony Yard, who is a live dog, in front of you. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. There's more than enough work for you up there to keep you occupied until Better BF and B-Fall wrap up. That's just a fact, man. That's just a fact. Stop playing yourself. To his fans, stop playing yourselves. I don't like this notion that he's just he's head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, so he can't fight nobody. He can't fight nobody else not named the champion. It's been Better BF and B-Ball, just since he's jumped up. Better BF and B-Ball. Better BF and B-Ball. Now, granted, he did fight Morrell. He did fight Bosdick. You gotta salute him for that. And those were good. Like I said, they were good wins. But he was too good for the contenders at 168 pounds. It was all about Canelo, or you fought Plant because Plant was a former world champion. You wouldn't entertain someone like a Gungor. You wouldn't entertain someone like a Christian Mobility. You wouldn't entertain someone like a Lester Martinez. If you were still there, you wouldn't entertain someone like Oslacy Iglesias. You wouldn't entertain these dudes. You wouldn't entertain a Beck the Bully. You wouldn't entertain these cats. You can't entertain Diego Pacheco because y'all were in the same camp. But you wouldn't entertain these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your fans accommodate you because they have the same mindset. Don't mention him with nobody else not named the champion. The homie KO told us everybody at light heavyweight is a cherry pick that's not named Benavidez or Bivol, and I couldn't believe I couldn't believe my ears. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. Dig? So I'm just saying, man, you got work to do at 175 pounds for you to be allegedly entering into negotiations with Zurdo Ramirez. There's a 4-fight deal with Canelo and Bud, and he just got all that shit derailed when Bud did what he did to him in September. Y'all got to stop planning this far ahead and stay focused on the fight that is in front of you. Bud told Jose Benavidez that. Focus on your fight. Focus on your fight. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your fight. Because you got a live dog in front of you. Anthony Yarde is a live dog. Don't talk to me about how he looked against Benavidez and Kovalev, because David is not proven to be of that caliber. And you can fanboy all you want for him. You can fanboy a lot. David's stock. A lot of David's stock is in the defamation campaign of Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his stock is wrapped up in that. And because people are so agitated with Canelo, they're giving him extra credit for shit that he doesn't normally do. Mirage dumbass just said that David Benavidez is a fucking better boxer than Bivol. And I'm still waiting on that video too. Still waiting on that video. But stop giving them extra credit and stop putting them in this bracket where it's either it's the champions and nobody else. You can't mention me with nobody else. Don't overlook Anthony Yarde. Don't overlook Anthony Yarde. You're playing yourself. Lyndon Arthur was able to make him look like that because Lyndon Arthur has the style to make him look like that. And even then, that style didn't work. Lyndon Arthur has failed twice in front of an Anthony Yarde. He went on a hunt, tracked him down, beat him. That's just what it is. That's what it is. Oh no, you're not turning. All right, yeah, she ain't turning. Went on the hunt, tracked him down, and beat him. And that's the way the cookie crumbles with that. David doesn't have the style of a Lyndon Arthur. And y'all do not respect that. I hear people say this shit all the time. Styles make fights, styles make fights. But don't necessarily have the understanding of what that shit means. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Style for style, David Benavidez's style complements Anthony Yarde's style. And we're going to see how this fight plays out, because it's going to be a shootout. Deuces.